Hey, how you doing, guys? Oh my God! Listen, episode number 5 on my actually on the shadow day that I went to Billie Jean Studios. Maybe you guys don't know about it. I'll throw links down in the description box of the podcast and the YouTube. But Billie Jean is a marketing agency, and it's freaking amazing. I went there for a shadow day. I invested $3,500 for that day. And oh my God, it's freaking awesome. Literally, I have my 18 months plan laid down on a piece of paper. I just want to execute on it to become a freaking millionaire. Oh my God, a lot of value. So on that day, I met a lot of people. One of them is our host for tonight. And I'm gonna introduce her in a bit. She's an amazing person. She has a very interesting job, a very interesting business. Actually, it's not a job, a business that you guys gonna know all about it. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna call her in a second, and we're gonna chit chat for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and you guys gonna freaking love it. I'm gonna call her right now. So let's see. Amazing. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. How you doing, Stacy?
I'm sorry.
This
I'm
Muhammad.
doing well. Oh, hey, Muhammad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you doing?
I was like, Florida.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Florida code, yeah. All right, so listen. So this is like a chit-chat. We're going to talk a little bit. So my podcast is a business podcast, right? And what I'm trying to create a school of nurse entrepreneurship where I want to teach nurses how to build a business. It doesn't have to be in nursing, but the foundation of business are the same. And that's what I'm trying to teach, my audience. And you are a unique individual. And that
is true.
I'm so happy to have you on this podcast. So listen, Stacy Houston. Listen,
yeah.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, fantastic. It's always an amazing day here in Southern California.
Listen, I envy you guys. I come from Champaign, Illinois, and I mean, the weather is fine right now, but, the day when we met at the Gene Pool Studios, it was freaking minus 16 here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I
like that.
Oh my God. And I moved from minus 16 and went to San Diego, and it was like 55 over there. And oh my God, I said, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, and 55 is freezing for us. So we're in parkas and earmuffs.
Yeah. So listen, Stacy. So I've got all your social media pulled up. I've got your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube. But first off, for those people who do not know you, Ian, I bet all my audience do not know you, but tell us a little bit about yourself, like a brief 30-second version of yourself.
Yeah, so I've been a trauma nurse for 10 years, and I switched over into the crime scene cleaning business. So that only happened a few years ago. So 10 years in the ER, switched on over. Now I'm just basically running my own business. I have an adorable family. My wife is gorgeous, and I live in San Diego. Boom, 30 seconds.
Amazing. Listen, so you've been a nurse for X amount of years, but you worked as a trauma nurse for 10 years. And then
I started in the ER, so always ER from the beginning.
Yeah, amazing. And then you started your own business. Listen, I'm on that transition from quitting my job and then continuing with what I'm doing on my entrepreneurship journey. So Tell me about that transition when you quit your job and moved to your own business. How did that feel? Were you scared, anxious, stressed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, the best advice I got was if you treat your business like a hobby, your business will be a hobby. You have to be scared, jump feet first, and do your business 100%, because then your business is 100% your full-time job.
100%.
So
I
over
totally,
Christmas,
go ahead.
Yeah, my wife basically said, "You're not working another Christmas." And I said, I'm a nurse. I got to work. And she said, you're leaving before Christmas. So I jumped off that ship, quit before Christmas so I could spend the time with my family. I had nothing built up. I was like literally making my website. And then maybe a week later, we got a call from a family that said, hey, my daughter is in a situation. She's having a baby. Do you guys want to adopt her? So we said, sure, why the heck not? Took our new baby in, and I took 8 weeks off, living off of savings to just spend time with my brand new baby out of nowhere. And I still didn't have a job at nursing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to put my business into action here.
Wow.
So I just turned it around and jumped on that business. And here I am today.
Wow.
So yes, it was scary and crazy, but I think that's the only way to do it. If you're not scared, you're just going to be complacent in your paycheck. You get a good paycheck, you can work a little overtime, you're good to go. So why make that extra sale? Why work that extra hour at your job or your website or whatever you're doing, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Listen, so if the decision was solely mine, I would have quit my job the moment I started my business. But I mean, for me, I'm an international nurse. Maybe you don't know a lot about me, but I came to the country,
Sure.
and when you come to the country, a staffing agency sponsors you. And you are obligated. You are on a contract with that staffing agency for 2 years. So my 2 years are gonna be up in June, and that's the time where I'm quitting my job and I'm going all in on my business. But so I've heard a lot of those big people like Billie Jean or Grant Cardone or whatever. They say don't quit your job yet. Like start your business. Start earning money, let your job feed your business a little bit until you build a foundation. And then when your income from your business matches your income from your job, that's the time when you should take the leap and start, go all in on business. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's totally up to, well, I think it's everybody's individual choice, honestly. I would have, if I knew what I knew now, I would have started this 10 years ago and probably not even gone to nursing. But it helps my marketing that I was a nurse and I know a lot about medical waste.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But I was so inspired, honestly, by my wife. I don't think you guys probably know either, but I have Autumn Houston as my wife. She has a salon. She came to San Diego with no college degree, opened up her own business, and just worked and hustled from like the age of 19. And I was here like 30-something, meeting Autumn, saying, what? You don't have a degree? Like, how did you figure out business? And she just said, I don't know. I just hustled.
Yeah.
And so I was so inspired to just do it, figure it out and make it happen. So I found a niche that I wanted to do and, jumped in. So I think everybody's so different and they all have a different story. And what works for Billie Jean or Gary Vee or whatever, Tony Robbins, that may work for them great, and that may work for a lot of people, or, somebody wants to try something different. Totally up to them. I have no judgment. Everyone gets their own success in whatever way they do, and that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it was me, I would go all in on business way before I match, the incomes. Because I think like the only way to do it, you don't have to have the perfect plan or, you don't have to figure out everything before starting. Like you start and you figure out along the way. And that's what basically your wife did. And that's what basically you did. You quit your job and you started a business. Did you have any competitors or how did you choose your business? How did you choose your niche? Because it is a unique niche, right?
Yeah, very unique. So for the people who don't know, we do crime scene cleanups. So you can check us out, the BioClean Team. We do suicide, homicide, unattended death, hoarding houses, pretty much anything kind of bizarre.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'm looking I'm looking at your Instagram right now, the BioClean Team. You've got a lot of following over there, more than what you've got on YouTube. And I know that I
just put up my YouTube channel.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that because you are an executor. Like, we were on the Shadow Day. You learned about video. You said, I want to start video, start my YouTube channel. And boom, right away, you are already 2 videos in, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just think there's no time to waste. If you spend money on some education
Yeah.
and you don't implement it, what are you doing with your money? I mean, every dollar I make could be going to my baby or my kids or my wife. So I need to make sure that everything I'm doing is so focused.
100%. And I'm looking at your Instagram pictures, and there are some unique photos over there. So this is what you actually do, right? This is the stuff that you clean and
every one of those. Yeah, every one of those is from my jobs. I don't take things from other websites.
Yeah.
It's all 100% me.
And I see that you suit up like very well, very professional when you're cleaning stuff, right? You've got to protect yourself.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we the personal protective equipment we use is very specific. California is even more crazy than some of the other states, but we're all protected. We're all suited up, nice and duct taped there, so nothing gets into my suit because I've had some disgusting cockroaches running around.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm scrolling through your Instagram, and when I edit the video, people will be able to see what I'm looking at, and it is freaking amazing.
Some of these places are just literally right next door in a very nice area.
Yeah.
Maybe an elderly neighbor passes away and doesn't have family to check on them, and about 3 weeks later, and the newspapers are piling up. Somebody gives the police a call, and then they do a wellness check, and they're not okay. So really, you'd be surprised. Some of the houses are great in great neighborhoods, and then some of the hoarding houses are actually right next door. You don't even realize. And then, of course, you get your typical bad neighborhood, bad house sort of situation. But it's a gamut. It ranges.
True. So I'm looking at one of the photos on Instagram, and you were featured in an article, like in a magazine or something.
That's Kevin Elizabeth Photography. Shameless plug. She took our engagement photos, and one of those looked really nice, so I grabbed it and I used it as my main picture.
Gotcha. Amazing. So, listen, let's talk a little bit about business, right? And first off, I want to show you YouTube channel. Just a second. We were in the Billie Jean studios in like maybe 10 days ago or less than that. And
it was last Thursday, so really it was 6 days.
Yeah. And you already have your YouTube channel up. You've got your domains, and you did the graphics, like the logo and everything for your YouTube banner, right?
Well, actually, my assistant did the YouTube banner from my logo and from my website, and she did it on Facebook too. So I just said, "Can you make it fit YouTube?"
Yeah.
So
nice, well edited, and I see that you've got a couple of YouTube videos up. You've got a description in your about page, which is nice. You already got 50 subscribers, and that's very nice. So later on, when you've got more videos, you should make playlists, which is very important.
okay.
So people, when they watch one video, what happens with YouTube, like when people discover me on YouTube, they start binging videos. And if all your videos are in a playlist, they will start watching them in a sequence instead of watching one video from you. If it's not in a playlist, then maybe another channel will be suggested, and then they will get off your channel. Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Yeah, I've got a lot of hacks for YouTube. I've been a YouTuber for like a couple of years now, and I really know some stuff how to grow a YouTube channel. Listen, I love it. And your last video, who did the editing for your videos?
I did.
You did. And are you using your phone
I just used some apps. Yeah, it's all on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what I tell people, there is no excuse to be on camera or to edit videos, or you've got all the tools out there just at your fingertips. But all you need to do is put in the work and execute on them. And, like when you first start editing videos, your first, few videos are going to be like, even though your video is well edited, but, it's normal that, the first couple of videos are not going to be as good as your later videos when you start learning how to edit, which is cool. So listen, let's talk business a little bit. So you're based in South California, San Diego, and you started your business like 2 years ago. And are you a six-figure business?
Yeah,
Amazing.
not 7, 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
not 7.
Listen, that's the target. When I
Yep,
came
that
back
is the
from
target.
when I came back from the 10X conference, which was amazing. I've got amazing footage. I'm gonna edit videos later. But as soon as I came back, I put down an 18 months plan with timelines and certain periods where I need to finish certain projects and publish them. And there is no excuse not to be a seven-figure business by the end of 18 months. With all what
Yeah, that's true.
with all the
I mean, with
investment.
everything you've got,
Yeah, yeah. And when you're earning money, like when you start a business, start earning money, you should invest that money into your business, one. And second, you should invest that money into your knowledge and then start growing from there. Because you need to know
Yep.
your space. Instead of hiring a marketer to market your ads, or a videographer to make videos for you, you can start all that yourself. And later on, when you have a bigger income, a bigger business, then you can start hiring people. So how many employees do you have?
So technically, all my guys are per diem 1099. So I only have my assistant and me, and then I have just a bunch of technicians that are trained and ready at my disposal.
So when you cut through roofs, or you cut through the floor, who does that? Do you do that, or you have like?
Yeah,
You do, right?
yeah, I'll do that.
Wow.
Yeah, I do everything. What I'll do first is like I'll show someone. And I try to get them trained and understand like the level of cleanliness and depth of decontamination and sanitation I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And then if they work out, I'll let them try a couple things after I get them some certifications. And then if it's working out even further, I might let them, do a job. But if they're like mostly every job I'm on, because it's kind of a sensitive thing, and I meet all the families and I sell myself and my business, so they like to see me there. So I'm kind of like the face of it. As I expand, I'm actually opening a new office in San Diego March 1st, so that's awesome. But I will get like an office manager who might kind of funnel some of it, but mainly I do all the talking and meet all the families, and I have the I guess what is that, repertoire.
Yeah. Wow. So listen, when I talked to Billy and I said, listen, I want to scale my business, where should I start? And he said, dude, you've got to hire a personal assistant. That's number one. Because I waste a lot of time.
Yeah,
like I'm a father of 4, and my wife is demanding in terms of like, do this, do that, change the tires, wash the car, go get groceries, stuff like that. She's a nurse as well, and that's time wasting for me. Like I changed tires. It took me like 3 hours to change my tires before I went to San Diego, and that time is so precious to me. And I was talking to Billy, and he said, bro, hire an assistant. That's number one. And it totally makes sense. I never thought about it. But now I came back and I'm trying to think, where am I going to find this assistant? So how did you find your assistant?
So my main assistant actually came through my wife. I think she was a client of Autumn's who maybe gets her hair done by Autumn. She has her own kind of business, so she has a lot of clients. So what she does is kind of like take 20 or 30 hours per client and then makes a full work week for herself with a bunch of different people doing social media engagement or, onboarding manuals or whatever. So I kind of just farm it out to her every time like something weird comes up that I'm just like, I don't have time to even answer that email. I'll like text her and be like, can you check my email and see what just came in? And
gotcha.
Or, hey, I need that workers' comp certification. Can you look it up? And she's like, oh, it's here. So those are like the little things that I kind of farm out to her. But since I have like technicians that are per diem, some of the annoying things at my house, I'll farm out to them. So I'll be like, hey, can you guys come and help my wife pack for the move on the 25th?
That's what I want.
And they're like, cool.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, hey, and I pay them. I don't pay them for the day, but it's easier than me doing it. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, me, because I have a home office, and, I can't tell you how many times I am interrupted while I'm working,
Yes.
especially on my
Trust
off
me. Trust me.
days. It's worth it,
Yeah, you
right?
got to get out of there. I couldn't even deal. I mean, I found an office for $1,000. You're making 30 grand a month. Oh, who cares? What's 1,000? So
Yeah.
I found a 2-room office in like an industrial park, parking for my truck. That way I can put a table. I can put up the YouTube in there. It's quiet.
Yeah.
Better sound. And then I can have an office assistant that's doing like a lot of that stuff, filing the things, putting things on DocuSign. I mean, I just have all these like streamlined things that need to happen
Yeah.
in order to grow. Because my goals are probably a little different, but I'm a service industry. So
Yeah.
I want an office and territory in San Diego, make a territory in Los Angeles, make a territory in Ventura. All those 3 territories are covering the entire Southern California. And if each one of them is generating, 80 grand a month,
Yeah.
then I'm good.
Makes
That's
sense.
where I'll hit that 7 figures.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. So listen, how do you market your business?
So originally I started with Google Ads, and it was pretty much the only way to go because I was so new. And I just boots to ground. I went to all the property management companies, all the apartment complexes in my area, and I passed out my rack card, my flyer, my business card, shook hands, followed up. I got on vendor lists. I met people that way.
Uh-huh.
And then, eventually the phone rang. And I was like, hey. And I pretended like I knew what I was doing. And I went on over there and cleaned right up. And
Amazing.
then that was good.
Listen, do you
and then it
still
just got busier.
do you still remember your first client?
Yeah, for sure. It was a suicide. I was just like, all right, I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, when I started my business, people tell me like, when you started, how did you know how much you're going to charge your students? So how did you know how much you're going to charge your client?
Yeah, so I got lucky. My friends, Jack and Jill Johnson, they own this company called @Franchise Insiders.
Uh-huh.
So, or the Franchise Insiders, I guess. And they were telling me, hey, there's this franchise company in the Midwest, and it's got very low overhead and high return. You should look into it, doing a business like that. And I was like, oh, well, gosh, let me check it out. I don't know how to even get started, but yeah, I want to start my own business, whatever. So I called the head of that company, and I said, look, for a little bit of money, can I come and train with you? And you basically be my business coach, and I won't compete with your territory because you're in Colorado and I'm out here in California.
Yeah.
And they said, sure. So I went to their office in Colorado for 3 days, and they like poured blood on the floor and showed me how to clean it up. They gave me a spreadsheet on how to, do it. And like the insurance companies, they kind of have like a specific software they like people to use. So this software is very similar to that.
Yeah.
And they just, for the first couple months, I just sent them all my invoices and I double checked, and they were like, yeah, that seems pretty fair. That's about right, And then it's gauging too, like if a client says, here's what's interesting about our business. It's like, yes, everything's on spreadsheet and accounted for, but if a client's like, oh man, I don't know, I can't, or I found another company, maybe you're going to, adjust it a little bit and skim off your profit a little. So that you'll still get the job, your guys still work, they still get hours, and everybody's happy,
Yeah.
Maybe you're not going to be, rich today, but at least you got working, and it's a referral, and, it's maybe a review on Google, and it helps. So, or it's more photos. I always think of it as media options. Like I need a video, I need photos, it's perfect. Sure, I'll make this job a little lower because I want that information,
Amazing.
So I'm probably underbidding a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of in like a price range, but I like working, so I don't mind getting the job. Over a competitor, it's not an issue to me to like kind of adjust it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
So you just have to gauge your people.
Yeah. True. Like Gary Vee is big on work for free for a year and learn a skill or whatever, but you even went further, like you paid the company to teach you and, be around them and shadow them and whatever.
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
So what I was saying, like Gary Vee usually tell people to learn a skill to go to like a company and work for them for free for a year or so until they learn a skill. But what you did, you went the extra mile. You not only went and you paid from your own pocket, like your own money, to learn a skill, and chatted in a different
it's
state.
just like business coaching.
Amazing.
It's the same thing you do with Coach Gene or like any business coach. Like you pay them monthly. to
Yeah.
learn skills or like get resources or whatever. So yeah, to me, it's not money wasted because I would never have known certain things. But
Yeah.
also, I'm a very big self starter, and they didn't know everything about California regulations. So when I got home and I started looking into stuff, I was like, wait a minute, do you guys know this? And they're like, no. So I figured out a lot of things on my own,
Yeah.
and then I had to take a lot of classes in California to have different certifications that allowed me to do what I needed to do. So certain things took me a little bit longer than probably it should have, but that's like bureaucracy, not my fault. Well,
Yeah.
I guess everything's my fault. Yeah,
Yeah. Amazing. And listen, so we went to Billie Jean. Billie Jean is marketing, is like a marketing agency. It's cool to teach marketing and whatever on all social media platforms. How did you find
sure.
that day? Did you like it? Did you learn stuff? What's if I wanna ask you about one getaway, like your best getaway that you got from that day?
I think it was really interesting to see how another business does it on a bigger scale
Yeah.
because most of us are just like ourselves and a couple people.
Yeah.
And I am scaling. I knew I was going to open an office soon, and I kind of wanted to see what is your first hire. And I kind of feel like okay, I'm on the right track. When I was there, there's a lot of information, and some of it's a little overwhelming, but I think you just kind of absorb what you can, and then take what applies to you and
Yeah.
do that. I think the cool stuff was for me a media team. I don't know much about social media marketing. Honestly, like when I was a kid,
Yeah.
it was dial phone still, and I didn't get a cell phone until I was like 25. I don't even
Yeah.
know how my kids know how to do half the stuff they do, but I'm willing to learn, and that's fine. And I'm making videos, and I'll make it happen, and that'll be great. But I know one day I'll have a little bit more capital, and I'll have a great media team because that I didn't even know that was a thing. You
Yeah.
just
It,
get a
it is
media
a
person.
thing.
Oh, okay, they follow you around.
It is a
All
thing.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
My biggest takeaway
And
is when I went to the studios first, like I like literally, when Billy was talking about he had that circle where he talked about like relationships and goals and mindset and stuff like that. It really hit home with me. So when I came home, me and my wife, we sat down together and we started putting our goals for the year. Like, what do you want out of this year? And I put my goals, and then we made the kids put goals for themselves. Like my two kids, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, they put their goals for the year, and then we shared our goals with everyone. So they know our goals, we know their goals, so that everyone is on the same page. Like if I missed a soccer practice, they would know why I missed that soccer practice because daddy is hitting his goals. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And the other
yep,
takeaway that I got is, I mean, when you are exposed and, he was authentic, like Billy was authentic and transparent about everything within his company, like in terms of revenue, ads, the numbers that they hit. So, I started looking like when you see, so me, I was looking at myself like making 25 to 30K a month, and then looking at Billie Jean who makes 44K a day. I was like, there's more space, dude. Like you need to scale. Like stop bragging. I mean, from a point, I'm new in business. I'm only like 6 months in, but I try to brag a little bit just to give myself that hype. But then when you go to studios like Billie Jean Studios, you'll see, oh my God, like you need to scale because there are way higher levels that you can reach. And if you put the work in, then you can reach the highest levels. There's no excuse. And what I've learned about you, in that short period of time that I knew you, is that you are a doer. You are someone who execute. Like you've got the discipline, you've got the curiosity, you do the research, you put the time in to make it happen, which is beautiful.
yeah, that's all. That's like literally all you can do.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, like, what's the word, the proper word? And excuse me, my English is not my first language. Sometimes I lose vocabulary. But some people, like,
That's okay. English is my first language, and I use the wrong vocabulary all the
yeah.
time.
Some
I
people,
tried to say like repertoire because I was like, what am I even saying?
yeah. So what I want to say is that some people put excuses to start a project or start a business, and like beat around the bushes for a long time before starting a project. And then when they start a project and finish it, they will say, oh my God, it was not as hard as I thought it would be.
Sure.
So listen, I'm looking at your Facebook and oh my God, you are a fitness model.
That was a while ago. I've been so busy with my business. The number one thing is consistency, people, and I
Yeah.
did not stay consistent. I don't have those abs right now, but don't worry, they'll come back. Okay? They'll
Yeah.
come back.
But you are in a tremendous shape.
So, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities to
Yeah.
fail, and I
True.
mean, honestly, too, like there was a point right in this business because I wasn't really marketing at all, and it was right before I got my first client, and I was almost out of savings, and I didn't want to put money into Google AdWords because there's like $5,000 for my kind of business.
Yeah.
And I had my last $3,000, and my wife was like, "Well, what are you going to do?" And I was like, "Maybe I'll just go back to nursing. I don't know. I've taken too much time off. I have no money left." And
Yeah.
I just made a decision. I'm going to put it into AdWords and see what happens. And then it was just like, boom, 30
Boom.
grand the first month.
Yeah.
Boom, same, boom. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
I got it. So I was
Paid.
very close. I mean, like,
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to say that paid advertisement is the way to go about any business in this stage of, in this era. It is paid advertisement. Like word of mouth is okay, referrals are okay, but if you are not willing to pay to advertise, to pay to be in front of people, like your business will struggle.
yeah, you got to be listed. You got to have presence. I mean, everything that I pay for, I do it with begrudgingly. And then, like I have one of those review services called Grade Us, right?
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I'm sure there are like 10 that are great, so I'm not trying to plug anybody because I just started that company. But I put it on, and it's like a drip email, and I put like the people that I just did something for, and it sends them some email and says like, "Hey, do you mind giving us a review?" And so then you click on it and do the funnel and whatever.
Yeah.
And I always thought I was so embarrassed to send that. I was like, gosh, they just went through this tragedy. Like I don't want them to, feel like they have to relive it.
Yeah.
But I've been getting so many positive reviews, and it's like 5 stars, 9 Google reviews in the last couple months.
Yeah.
And I think it really helps. People, you get ranking, you kind of get a web presence, and
Yeah.
I've been getting busier and busier ever since I started doing that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I pay $100 a month for this drip email thing that I could probably do myself, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, 100%. And listen, with my business, this is what I do. And Grant says that a lot, and Billy says that a lot. You have to ask, and if they have, when we were at Billy's studios, and he said that they have the what do they call it, the customer service team, and one of their targets is to hit like 30 reviews a month. I mean, because it makes sense, right? So for me, from the get-go, every student I teach, I tell them, if you like what you see, if you like my product, if you passed your NCLEX, if you this, you that, please go to my website. I give them the links. Go to my website, leave a review. It doesn't have to be a 5-star. It can be a 1-star, but just be transparent and honest and just put a review over there. And I got now I got like 81 5-star reviews, and I've
Awesome.
got like 100 video reviews and around like 80 video testimonials. And let me tell you,
that's great. I just read an article about marketing to your clients, basically. So that's amazing.
Yeah, and I put them on my Facebook page, my business Facebook page, and people, like, it gives you credibility. Like now, if I want to sell my course, I don't have to tell people like, please trust me, please trust me. I tell them, listen, go ahead to the website, read the reviews, go to the Facebook page, listen to what other students are saying, and if you like what you see, sign up to the course.
That's why, I mean, people just have to push through that. If they're starting their own business, they just have to push through that beginning hump where you're not a known name yet.
True.
And if you work really hard to get those clients, to get those case studies,
True.
You're going to push through it, and then you're on the other side. And I mean, that's the exact same thing. I just went to an estimate yesterday, and the guy's like, "Oh, well, we called this other company, and they said they do this and da da da." I was like, "Okay," and he was like, "So, I mean, can you beat that price?" I'm like, honestly, like my price is pretty firm, but I can run the numbers again and see if there's any room anywhere. But I don't talk badly about other people. I just would caution you to Google both of us.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, And I didn't say anything else. And then literally he called the next day and was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
So I think, it's just, you got to push through that because your reputation will speak for itself. If you do good work, of course,
Yeah.
you're starting a shady business. And of course,
100%. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, you have to provide the value first, provide the service first, exceed expectation. But again, like some customers, they do not know how to reward you back or how to recognize you, and you just need to ask. And most of them are more than happy to go ahead and do it and leave a review or send you a video testimonial or whatsoever. And that's what Billy did. Like when he did, he said, if you like this shadow day, you can go upstairs and shoot a small video review or testimonial or whatever. Which I was happy to do it, like no questions asked, So listen, we've been talking for like 36 minutes or so. I love it. I don't want to hold you for long, but listen, how can people find you?
I am the BioClean Team in San Diego. We also have offices in Orange County and Los Angeles, so web presence there.
So I've got your Instagram pulled up. Is your Instagram the best place where people can contact you?
Yeah, you can either contact me on the Instagram or BioClean Team, the BioClean Team Instagram or Facebook. Amazing. I usually give all my clients my personal cell phone because they just feel a little bit better to call and figure it out. But
we don't want to leak your I just want to tell you, we don't want to leak your phone number because there's a lot of stupid people out there.
It's on my website, so unfortunately.
One time what I did, so I'm an international nurse, all my following are nurses, so I said, listen, I'm gonna create WhatsApp groups for every country, and if you're from Nigeria, go sign up. I provided the links in the description box of the video. And I said, if you're from Nigeria, just sign up to your group. If you're from Pakistan, sign up to the group. If you're from India, sign up to the group. So different groups, like 12 or 15 groups. And then some asshole went and signed up to all groups and started sending inappropriate videos to the groups.
Oh, wow.
And I woke up one day.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah, and I woke up one day and, with zillion text messages and notifications. And, I terminated all the groups, created other groups, and put them on my Facebook page, on my Facebook group, which is private. And this lesson learned, But I'm going to put all your social media in the description box of the YouTube video and in the notes of the podcast. So that people can follow you. You have an interesting job. If they just, look around every now and then, they will learn a lot. I love it, and I'm a subscriber and I'm a follower on your Instagram as well.
Yeah, the stories that we post are kind of like daily job stuff, and my assistant posts like a picture or so and like some sort of educational information about something morbid, and then my YouTube, I'm going to just post, some videos here and there and some interview stuff. So whatever you got, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see all of the people connect.
And I'm looking through your Instagram stories right now, and some gross shit over there. And I mean, by the end of this video, I'm going to play your last YouTube video, which I thought is hilarious, which really describes what your job
is.
The
poop one or
the last one, the last YouTube video?
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you prefer to play, do you prefer to play the first one?
Question. What's that? No, either one, whatever. I have another video I need to upload soon. But how do you? Because maybe this helps like your listeners and your viewers.
Sure.
Are there a lot of nurses that feel discouraged from breaking out of nursing and going into their own business? Do you think that in your field there's a lot of negativity?
Like negativity where?
What's that?
So you're talking about negativity where? Like in my job or?
Yeah, like in your job. Yeah, in the nursing field. Like I don't know what floor you're on.
Yeah.
I was in the ER, and I just felt like a lot of the nurses were very burnt out and very negative about the idea of being an entrepreneur, breaking out on your own, and it was a lot of no, you can't. You're never
Yeah.
going to do it. You're never going to make it, sort of attitude. And I was wondering if the other nurses are getting that on their floors where they're feeling like very supported and ready to break out of their own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I have the best job ever. I mean, all my jobs, I've worked in 5 different hospitals in like 8 different departments, and I've worked oncology all my life, like peds oncology, bone marrow transplant, adult oncology.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
the
I'm all
saddest
over the place.
floor.
It's not actually. It's not. And I loved every single job. I've never had I only had like one bad manager, but always the teams are amazing. But I'm international nurse, so people from the same agency that I come from, who work in the emergency department of the same hospital I work at, they complain about like bullying and negativity and stuff like that. ER is a very harsh area, you know,
Yeah,
especially.
maybe that's it. I noticed because I saw even there was another nurse that was like going to start her own lashes company. And I remember she was just getting, a lot of pushback on that. And I
Yeah.
was like, go do it. You do you, man. Like, who cares what they're
And
saying?
I
Like,
remember,
be happy.
yeah, when I asked you about like quitting the job, and you said it's totally worth it. Like, go ahead, do it. Yeah, I mean, I totally
Yeah,
agree. I mean, like my job right now, I have like a little bit like a senior position. I work in outpatient. I'm a triage nurse, so I have my own
that's
office,
cool.
and I triage patients over the phone. I work with an
Wow.
oncologist, and it's chill. I run my social media
Yeah,
from
that's
from
great.
work. I try to keep up with my students and whatever. If my boss is watching or listening right now, I get in trouble. But
Yeah, I'm kidding.
yeah, yeah. I love my job. My manager is amazing. My colleagues are amazing. The doctor I work with is phenomenal. The cancer center, like the cancer center community, it's like one of a kind. It's unique, and I'll be a little bit sad to leave that team. But again, like I'm going because like I need to focus on myself and my business and grow as a human being, as a business, as a family. I need, like, I just came to the country. I've been in the country for 18 months, and I'm ready to explode. You know, I always tell
Yeah, no,
my colleagues back home, and I'm gonna end up with this. I don't want you to stay long. Maybe you're still in your car, but listen. So my colleagues, back home, I worked in Saudi Arabia as well. I'm Lebanese. So when I came to the United States and I started a YouTube channel and started documenting my journey as an international nurse, and like my colleagues back home, they were saying, "Oh, like you're posting videos, like you're acting like a Hollywood star. Who do you think you are? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting your time?" And all that negativity is throwing it
mm,
at me, right? And
yeah,
what I told them, listen, I don't know. I think there is a bright future. Like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I believe I'm gonna. I was influenced by Casey Neistat when I was back home. I was trying to like grow a vlog channel, and I just told him, check me out in 2 years. We didn't hit the 2 years mark,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
We didn't hit the 2 years mark, but now when they talk to me, ask for favors and this and that, I tell them, listen, check me out in 10 years and see where I'm at. You know, I feel when I was back home, in my mind, I know I'm a Ferrari. Like in my mind, I know I'm a Ferrari, but I was a Ferrari in an alley, you know, because back home, limited
Yeah,
resources, there's no opportunities, low wages. So I knew that there's a lot of potential inside me, but I was in an alley. I was in a place where you cannot explode. But now I came to the United States and you put the Ferrari on a highway. Oh my God, I'm so dangerous. And
that's
literally,
awesome.
yeah, and literally that's my mindset, and that's the energy that I try to be contagious. That's the energy I'm trying to spread out. Try to teach people, what I learned, what I paid money to learn. I'm teaching it to people for free through my social
Of
media and
course,
stuff.
because you know what? Positivity is contagious, and love is contagious, and that is how we will
Yeah,
grow happiness in any place. I love it. It's a great attitude to have, and I
yeah,
mean, you're doing great. You got like 9,000 something subscribers, or whatever you're doing on your
yeah.
YouTube is
We
amazing.
are.
Your videos are cool.
Yeah, We are very close to break the 10,000 mark. We are at 9,500 something. So yeah, it's
fantastic. I've got 42.
no. Listen, you've got 50.
Oh, I got 50.
Yeah, you've got 50.
All right.
All right. Listen, it
I
has
didn't know.
been
I didn't check
amazing having you on the podcast. You are literally
For sure.
my second host. So I'm only 5 episodes in. The first 3 episodes was me explaining what I'm trying to do, and then I hosted a girl from Jamaica, and you're my second host. And listen, you dominated.
Great. Well, it was really fun talking to you. You've got amazing energy. I'm excited to see what you put out in the future. I'm following your channel, and I'd love to collaborate with you in the future also on some video. So
Yes,
keep me in the loop,
100%.
keep me posted.
Yeah, 100%.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much, Stacy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, have a good one now.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye. There you go, guys. Amazing episode. Stacy Houston. Go follow her on social media. We're going to end this episode by one of her videos that she just filmed on her phone, edited on an application and posted it on social media. And that's how you do it. That's how you execute on business. And she can run ads against that video. It's literally, it speaks about her business, and she can run a YouTube ad against it or a Facebook ad against it. I love it. I love what this podcast is creating. Like, it's exposing you what's the right word to say it? Like, it's like this podcast is exposing you to what is potential out there. When you see the potential, if you are limited and you don't know what can be done, then you'll still be limited. But if you are exposed to what the potential is, hey, the limit is the sky, and you can do it. If I can do it, if Stacy can do it, if anyone who is on their entrepreneur journey can do it, then you can do it as well. And I am here to not spit, but to spit value towards you and tell you everything you need to know about business, how I became someone who earns $25K and $30K in a month from this business. And I'm only doing this part-time because I work a full-time job, 40 hours, 4 days a week, and got 4 kids, got a family, home office. There's a lot of obstacles. But if you want to say, oh, I don't have time, you create time, you create opportunity, you execute, you learn the knowledge. Listen, I don't want to hold you for long. Let's jump into Stacy's video, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast. You review the podcast on iTunes. Give it a 5-star, man. Give it a 5-star. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share it with your friends, RN friends who love business, who want to create a business, who are on their entrepreneur journey. Love your faces. Let's go to the video. Until next time, be an entrepreneur.
I try so hard to fade away.